In the headlines, Benue youths block Makurdi roads over fresh massacre. Tinubu'd endorsed Shatima snob rattles APC Northeast Summit. NDLEA intercepts Iran-bound cocaine, 1.1 billion naira opioids in Rivers. And on the foreign scene, Iran-Israel trade missile strikes in escalating conflict. Good evening and welcome to News Update on Trust TV. I am Dorcas Yakubuzala. We begin the news with security matters. Tension flared in Makurdi, the Benue state capital, on Sunday as security operatives moved in to disperse angry protesters who had barricaded the Wurukum roundabout in protest over the ongoing killings in the state. Our correspondent in Benue State reports that the demonstration, which paralyzed traffic for several hours, once again underscores the growing frustration over the worsening insecurity situation in Benue. The report.
Many angry youths in Benue State, including Vincent Ote, popularly known as Very Dark Man, have shown their frustrations through a protest as traffic came to a standstill as hundreds of them occupied the Wurukum roundabout, a major gateway connecting both northern and southern parts of Nigeria. Dressed mostly in black, holding pamphlets and placards bearing various inscriptions, the protesters voiced their anger over the renewed wave of violent attacks that have left several communities in Benue devastated. As the protests intensified, security forces led by the Benue State Police Command arrived in large numbers to maintain order and prevent the situation from getting out of control.
The governor has already given us all the necessary support, all the logistic, every support we need. And we are not going to disappoint anybody. Just be patient.
Amid their demonstrations, the protesters called on President Tinubu'd and Governor Alia to resign if their administrations are unable to contain the worsening insecurity in the North Central region, especially in Benue State.
And we are here because we are grieved. A lot of killings have been happening in this state. And then our leaders, let me say, the #1 citizen of the state has remained closed-mouthed. Mr. President has not spoken about the killings in Benue State. And we know that the primary aim, responsibility of a government is security of lives and properties. And this primary aim, if not achieved, any other aim is secondary aim. And when the primary aim of somebody is being defeated, that means the person is a failure.
I am protesting because right now we are standing on the dead bodies of our mothers, our fathers, our brothers and sisters. We have become IDPs in our own very country. These killings have persisted for years. A lot of talks have gone on. Only last year, 500,182 people were displaced. We have 21 IDP cars in Benue. These killings won't stop. Up until this moment, nothing is being done. Why?
Other protesters also called for the stop of killings in Benue, saying their voices must be heard.
Yesterday, over 200 people were killed in their sleep. What kind of a thing is this? And Mr. President is quiet. The governor is quiet. These people are not asking for political alphabet. They are just killing people in their sleep.
We have counted more than 10 trucks that are here, more than 10 for peaceful protesters. More than 10 trucks. If we count more than 15 trucks here for peaceful protesters, and these people cannot mobilize and go to Daudu where they are fighting, it is pitiful. It is disgraceful.
The state deputy governor Sam Ode, who attempted to address the protesters, met stiff resistance, with the protesters requesting that the governor should come out to address them himself. As tensions escalated, security operatives eventually moved in and forcefully dispersed the protesters. Many were seen fleeing as police cleared the barricades and reopened the road to traffic. The protest was brought under control without any reported casualties, though heavy security presence remains in the area to forestall any further breakdown of law and order.
Now, meanwhile, the Labour Party's 2023 presidential candidate, Peter Obi, has condemned the recent mass killings in Benue State, blaming the tragedy on what he describes as persistent leadership failure in Nigeria. In a statement posted on social media, Obi expressed heartbreak over the attack, which claimed the lives of women, children, soldiers, and displaced persons. He said the killings were no longer isolated incidents, but signs of systemic governance collapse. He described the reported killing of over 200 people in a single attack as a national emergency and a stain on our collective conscience, urging authorities to take urgent and decisive action beyond symbolic visits and statements. Obi criticized the government's continued failure to protect lives and property, warning against the growing normalization of mass killings. He called for comprehensive measures to secure communities and ensure justice for the victims. Now talking politics, a summit organized by the All Progressives Congress APC on Sunday for party stakeholders from Nigeria's northeast geopolitical zone ended on a tense note in Gombe State. Delegates from Adamawa, Bauchi, Borno, Gombe, Taraba, and Yobe State were in attendance as key highlights included speeches by Governors Mai Malabuni of Yobe State, Babagana Zulum of Borno State, and Inuwa Yahaya of Gombe State, who all praised President Bola Tinubu's leadership, particularly commending him for supporting a Northerners' 8-year presidency. The three governors collectively endorsed Tinubu for a second term, urging the North to return the favor in 2027. However, tensions escalated shortly after APC Northeast Vice Chairman Mustafa Salihu ended his speech by naming Tinubu as the sole candidate for the next election without mentioning Vice President Kashim Shettima. This apparent omission triggered protests from some members who insisted that the Vice President be included in the endorsement. An attempt by Zulum to calm the situation did little to ease the rising tempers. The commotion intensified until security operatives intervened to restore order. The party's national chairman, Abdullahi Ganduje, later addressed the crowd, separately praising both Tinubu and Shettima, which helped ease the tension. President Bola Tinubu met on Saturday evening with several prominent figures from the opposition People's Democratic Party (PDP), signaling possible early political realignment ahead of the 2027 general elections. The meeting, held at the Aso Rock Presidential Villa, was led by Minister of the Federal Capital Territory Nyesom Wike and included some of his closest allies, mainly former members of the now defunct G5 governors, a group that opposed the PDP leadership during the 2023 elections. Wike, then outgoing governor of Rivers State, played a key role in the group's decision to reject the PDP presidential candidate Atiku Abubakar in favor of Tinubu, who was the All Progressives Congress candidate at the time. Following Tinubu's victory, Wike was appointed Minister of FCT in August 2023. Those present at the meeting included former Ekiti State Governor Ayodele Fayoshe and two members of the G5 group, former Governors Samuel Ortam of Benue and Okezie Okpeazu of Abia. While the details of the discussions were not disclosed, sources indicate the talks focused on strengthening cooperation and possibly integrating the former governors into the current political structure. The Akwa Ibom State chapter of the Young Progressives Party has expelled its state secretary, Kelvin Umar, over allegations of gross misconduct, blackmail, and other actions considered inimical to peace, unity, and integrity of the party. The party also announced the appointment of Moses Antiga as the acting secretary of the party in the state. This was contained in a communique issued at the end of a general meeting of the party held in Uyo, the state capital, on Sunday. The meeting, presided over by the acting state chairman, Elder Wisdom Udoka, accused Umar of allegedly convening secret meetings with selected members to perpetrate violence during general meetings, hindering the party's success and ability to execute its plans. The communique, signed by Udoka and 125 executive members of the party, stated that the expulsion followed due consultation with relevant party organs in line with the provisions of the party constitution, which empowers the executive committee to take disciplinary action against members whose conduct undermines the party's values and objectives. Still talking politics, in the build-up to the 2027 general elections, coalition of APC support groups has warned elected office holders over the rising cost of living, insecurity, and economic downturn in the country. During a meeting in Kaduna to reflect on the situation in the country, they called on APC elected leaders to urgently do the needful to rescue Nigerians from untold hardship biting on them. Trust TV's Bello Musa has more.
Nigerians have been grappling with insecurity, rising cost of living, and other numerous challenges. In view of this, coalition of APC support groups have voiced out their growing concerns over the current economic difficulties in Nigeria. It noted that since the removal of fuel subsidy, Nigerians have been grappling with rising inflation.
The reasons of our converging here is to send a strong warning to our elected officials nationwide that it's not going to be Uhuru as usual. That the masses have now come to realize that 80% of them are not doing the right thing. There's hardship in this country. There's insecurity. People are being maimed and killed every day. And apart from that, there are reforms that are really harsh to the people. Today, an average Nigerian cannot boast of 3 square meals.
On the rising cases of insecurity in Nigeria, the coalition stressed the need for constant vigilance, particularly on Nigeria's porous borders.
The spectral, broad lack of diplomacy that sent away even 3 of our neighboring countries to sever their relationship with Nigeria, enhanced, bringing in arms and bandits because of our porous borders. So we like the government also to look into that area.
We all know that the army is the mother of the armed forces, that's the land army. And they are doing what they can. We are asking them to do more. We're encouraging them to do more. We will continue to pray them. The North has no problem with security agents. We only have problem with security challenge that we are asking the leaders to, just like they are patriotic, they are nationalistic, we've heard that they are doing everything to quash the security challenges.
The calls from the coalition of APC support groups on the government to ease the hardships in the country also resonate with the strong calls from the common man in Nigeria. Bello Musa, Trust TV News Kaduna.
In other news, after 3 months of negotiations, residents of Tinubu'd, Sani Mainege, and Kabuga communities in Kano impacted by ongoing construction of the Tinubu'd Bridge project have reached a resolution with the Kano State government regarding the demolition of their properties. Kano State Commissioner for Land and Physical Planning, Abdul Jabbar Muhammad Umar, represented by the AG Permanent Secretary in the ministry, made the announcement following a stakeholders meeting on Saturday. The commissioner announced that the demolition of houses for the Bridge Clover project will proceed across 3 phases. Recall that the foundation laying ceremony held May 2024. The Kano state government is to spend 15.97 billion naira for the construction of 2 interchange bridges at Agundi and Tinubu'd junctions in the metropolis. The National Drug Law Enforcement Agency have arrested a 44-year-old businessman, Eze Mokwe Chukwu Ebuka Christian, at the Port Harcourt International Airport for ingesting 53 wraps of cocaine while attempting to board a flight to Iran. According to a statement by NDLEA Director, Media and Advocacy, Femi Babafemi, Eze Mokwe was nabbed on June 7th and expelled 1.172 kilogram of cocaine during excretion observation. The suspect confessed to trafficking drugs between West Africa and Iran for 2 years. Similarly, in Lagos, NDLEA operatives at the Murtala Muhammad International Airport intercepted an Italy-bound passenger, Edobo Ambrose Ali, with over 14,000 pills of tramadol hidden in winter jackets. In Rivers State, a joint operation at the Port Harcourt ports led to the seizure of 157,800 bottles of codeine syrup worth over 1.1 billion naira. The drugs were concealed behind sanitary wares. Also in Cross River, NDLEA raided a warehouse in Udupani and recovered 2,687 kilograms of skunk, while 3 suspects were arrested. Meanwhile, in Bauchi and Lagos, over 800 kilograms of cannabis was seized from vehicles and a wooden boat, respectively. NDLEA Chairman Brigadier General Muhammad Buba Marwa retired commended officers for their commitment in serving the nation. This is news updates on Trust TV coming up ahead. Bauchi marks Blood Donor Day, calls for public support. This and many more when we return. Do stay with us. Welcome back from the break. In case you're just joining, this is news updates on Trust TV. Let's take a look at our top stories again. Benue youths block Makurdi roads over fresh massacre. And Tinubu'd endorsed Shatima snub rattles APC Northeast Summit. Moving on to more stories, Bauchi State Government is soliciting the support of the general public to contribute in addressing the shortage of blood in health facilities across the state. The Commissioner of Health, Sani Muhammad Dambam, made the appeal at the blood bank unit of Abubakar Tafawa Balewa University Teaching Hospital, Bauchi, in commemoration of the 2025 World Blood Donor Day in the state. Trust TV's Adamu Imam has more.
The global theme of the day changes each year in recognition of the selfless individuals who donate their blood for people not known to them. In the light of this, the State Health Authority appealed for more volunteers' commitment in saving lives.
We have good policies and package to reduce the cost and paucity of blood in our health facilities. But despite that, we still need more support, especially from the general public, to be donating voluntarily. And just as you can see, I have donated, and also some of the leaders of the Association of Medical Laboratory Scientists.
However, Abubakar Hassan, a laboratory scientist in charge of blood bank unit of Abubakar Tafawa Balewa University Teaching Hospital, explained some challenges at the facility in spite of the significant donors received.
And the most important thing is that a unit of blood alone can save more than 3 lives. Why? Because we can separate it into components. One patient may likely use the sedimentary cells, others may use fresh frozen plasma, while others may use what? Platelet concentrate, just from one unit. we may save more than 3 lives. And the good also part of it is that we have a lot of people that are in their need of this help in the hospital. They do have patients, they don't have donors, or they don't have screening fee. And now that you are here, we donated blood freely, voluntarily. This is an opportunity for us to give them also freely. So that will go a long way in saving a lot of lives.
I believe there is no need to panic, as donating blood is a noble gift to humanity that helps save many lives. When you give blood, you receive immense reward from the Almighty God.
The reason why I come here is to donate to save life for those that need. That's the reason why I come here. As the screen, I'm entitled to give, so I have to do, because I here to do it freely without anything.
The day serves to raise awareness on the need for safe unpaid blood donation for life-saving, a service that gives patients access to safe blood products in sufficient quantity, which is a key component of an effective healthcare system. Adam Imam, Trust TV News, Bauchi.
And now in business, Nigerians imported food and beverages worth 1.67 trillion naira in the first quarter of 2025. According to the National Bureau of Statistics, the figure marks a 5% increase from quarter 1 2024, a 125% rise from quarter 1 2023, highlighting the nation's growing dependence on foreign food products. Processed food accounted for 940.95 billion naira, while primary food items stood at 730.01 billion naira. Imports for household use rose sharply despite government efforts to boost local production. Experts say insecurity in food-producing regions, naira devaluation, and weak infrastructure continue to undermine local agriculture, forcing Nigeria to rely heavily on imports to meet domestic demand. Now, away from Nigeria, Iran and Israel continued to exchange missile strikes overnight into Sunday, marking the third consecutive day of hostilities since Israel's initial attack on Friday morning. Israeli airstrikes reportedly killed 9 senior nuclear scientists and several top generals in Iran. Tehran's UN envoy said the attacks left 78 people dead and over 320 injured. In retaliation, Iranian missiles struck Tel Aviv, with one hitting a residential area, prompting urgent rescue efforts. The escalating conflict led to the cancellation of a planned 6th round of indirect U.S.-Iran nuclear talks in Oman. Oman's foreign minister confirmed the talks were called off after Israel's renewed strikes. U.S. President Donald Trump distanced the U.S. from the conflict, warning Iran against retaliation and threatening overwhelming military response if American interests are targeted. Meanwhile, China has condemned Israel's actions. And now in sports, the 2025 FIFA World Club in the United States will feature at least 5 Nigerian players. The tournament will bring together 32 top clubs from around the world, including 3 African teams. The Nigerian players competing are Onuche Ogbuelu, a striker at Esperance, seeking to make an impact for the Tunisian club. Rilwan Muhalli Rusariki, Hassan Sani Muhammad, and Joshua Udo both play for Al Ain in Saudi Pro League, and Zaidu Sanusi of FC Porto. And that's a wrap on News Update. Do not forget to follow us across all social media platforms for more programs, news, and documentaries. My name is Dorcas Yakubuzala. Bye for now.